Hey guys, it's Liddy here from LA 3D Printing. Today I get to review some of Herz brand new metallic PETG filament. So let's get right to it. Alright guys, so I just received this metallic awesome PETG filament from Herz in the mail today, and I actually just expected a plain 1 kilogram box, but they did send me the rest of their filament in just samples. Now this is their new line of metallic filament. These come in full rolls, these colors also, but the color I received in the 1 kilogram roll is this awesome metallic blue filament. So first I'm just going to talk about the samples. There's actually a lot of filament here for a sample. I believe this is the black metallic. These are really nice packaging. They're nice vacuum sealed and nice and clear so you can see it. They all have labels on the front. This is a like army green metallic. They have about like a rose gold kind of. This is actually my favorite out of all of them. And then this is just a normal gold metallic. And some of these have more filament in each package, but they all look really amazing, and I can't wait to open up the box of blue. So let's get right to that. So just looking at the box, it just says Herz. I always thought it was Herz, but there's no T in it. It's just H-E-R-Z. Tech line filament. It is PETG metallic. This one is blue. It's 1.75 millimeter filament, and the weight is 1 kilogram. Now these are made in Germany, which is awesome because I actually am part German, and I've been to Germany before, and it's really cool to have some German filament here. So there's just an opening here for looking at what color it is. So let's just open up the box. It's just a plain box once again, and this is the coolest filament I've actually ever seen. It is so, I love the color. It is nice, shiny, metallic. Really pretty color. Now it is not vacuum sealed like most filaments are. I'm pretty sure that won't be a big problem in this filament. But it's just a normal plastic bag here, and I can just cut that open really quick. So just opening that package just reveals a way prettier spool of filament. Now the camera doesn't do justice, but this color is so amazing, and I just wish all filaments looked like this. So the spool is nice and clear. It kind of looks like Filamentum's spools, but it just says there's a little sticker right here, and then the same one on the other side, and then their logo. It just says PETG 1.75 millimeters, made by Herz, Tech line filament, blue metallic, and then just herzfilament.com, all that kind of stuff where you can go buy it. And I will leave in the description below a link to where you can get this amazing looking filament. So as you can already see in this light, it has a beautiful shine to it. It is a nice smooth filament, and the wounding on this is really very nice. I might actually go pick some of this up myself, purchase it myself, just because I'm already loving the color. And let's just hope it prints amazing as well. So I did tell Herz I would use this this filament at the end of the review and maybe in the review for printing some hands. Now I have stopped printing hands for a little bit in the past weeks and stuff because I haven't had time, but hopefully I will print some really cool looking hands with this and ship them off to Enable and a whole bunch of other companies. But I will be printing some big and small prints with this. I'm trying my hardest to find some cool new designs to print with this. It is a little hard because when I go on Thingiverse or if I design something, I'm not sure what to make it out of. So the prints I'm going to be printing with this will some be in vase mode, and some will be solid and all that kind of stuff. But I just really want to get the color and the shine of this filament out in a print and show you guys how cool it actually looks. Now with these sample filaments, I'm going to try my best just to do a small sample print, maybe my little maker coin, just because I didn't get a lot of this, so I can't print a whole bunch of different things with the samples. But I would definitely be printing with this amazing blue. This is probably my new favorite color filament. And again, it is PETG, so I will be using a heated bed. I do not believe I'm going to be printing this on my Tevo Michelangelo or my Robo that I finally got working. Because they do not have heated beds, I might attempt it, but I'm not sure because it could warp. So I'm going to be mostly printing all these prints on my Tevo Tornado that has been very successful in any filament I print on it. And PETG has done very well with the glass bed. Let's jump right on the Tornado and start twisting up some prints. Alrighty guys, welcome back. It has been actually a while since I have printed these, and now I'm gonna finally show you guys what they look like. So I did a couple different test prints. I tried to do a vase mode on a Maui, but it kind of failed through the print. I'm not sure why. I believe it was my retraction settings that was too much, and then it just build up and wouldn't go back down to the nozzle. I did some big prints and some little small prints, but overall this filament has been very good to be printing with. I did in the beginning have a little struggle with it sticking to my bed, mostly because my bed has been a little bit uneven and stuff, so that was the huge problem. But in the future I will definitely be trying out this filament in my enclosure where my Tevo tarantula is, because I'm going to start fixing that and actually getting it to be back into a 3D printer because I needed a new cord for the extruder. This filament is medium difficulty to print with. It is a little hard because you have to get it stuck to the bed very well so it doesn't warp or it doesn't flake off. I actually tried to print a very large 3D fill, but because the little boots had the strips that was just the bottom of the boot, it was very hard to print, and it just kept coming off the bed, so I gave up on that. But I did do a couple cool prints, so now we can go check those out. Alright, so this is our first print. This is my maker coin, again at 70% scale, and this has 25% infill. As you can kind of see, just looking at the top, there was a little bit of over extrusion, and it was a little bit gloopy and kind of like that, but overall it doesn't look bad. The sides did pretty okay. There was a little bit of gaps and stuff, but again, this was still my first print and I was still experimenting. Now the bottom layer went down great. Now this was on the Tevo Tornado. All these prints were actually on the Tevo Tornado because that is the only printer I have that has a heated bed right now working. I did have support. As you can see, there's still some there. It came off fairly okay. This is probably the best one over here, and there was a little bit of support under here. It did okay. But because this is such a small maker coin, it was a little hard to get the support out of there and the little holes over here. But overall, this maker coin actually turned out really good. So my next attempt was just this vase mode Maui, and it turned out okay, as you can see, but then it eventually failed, as you can kind of see up here, where it just like started making these little gaps. I'm not sure what happened, so then I had to stop the print. But overall, the walls actually are still really strong. The overhangs did how I'd expect them to, just a little gappy like that, and right here also. But I think this will be like a little cool pencil holder or something, but even though it didn't finish all the way, I think it still looks really cool. And definitely shows off the shininess of this filament. So my next prints were these giant 3D symbols, and this was designed by Duke's Docs on Thingiverse and on YouTube. He's a great YouTuber and he designs really cool stuff. So I decided to print these. I believe these are at 150% scale, and I did actually have a lot of trouble with printing these. For some reason, there, as you can see here, there's like little tiny gaps everywhere all over the print. I'm not sure if that was my printer's problem. As you can see here, it's very noticeable, and also right here. And again, the top was a little bit of over extrusion. I can still change that in my settings now that I'm using Idea Maker. It's a different slicer, and it still needs a little bit more experimenting with the settings and stuff. But again, as you can see, here's all these gaps. Not sure why that happened, but I still think it gives it a little bit more character to this cool little sign. Next, I wanted to actually print this Matter Hackers logo that Devin over at Make Anything designed, and I think it's pretty cool. As you can see, I definitely needed more infill or more top layers. I believe there's 3, probably could use 4 or 5, but I didn't, so this is how it turned out. But I mean, it's okay for just the look of it. It kind of gives it a cool little texture. This print actually warped, as you can see here. and there was a little bit of inconsistency in the color. I'm not sure if that's how the spool was wound, but I actually think this print turned out cool. As you can see here, again, there was a little bit of warping right here, and then also on this side, but overall this actually stuck to the bed very well, besides the little corners that warped a little bit. But I do really like this print. So this is the next print, not the black part. This was the TPU, but as you guys know, I've been printing these pop molds, the fully 3D printed pop molds, and as you can see, I printed this little thin one here. I actually attempted to print the whole entire mold, the rest of the mold just like this, but this one is 80% scale. But I could not get it to stick to the bed. It was very frustrating, but I will definitely go back and print it later in the future on the Tevo tarantula that is in the enclosure. But I will definitely post pictures of that on my Instagram, which will again be linked in the description, so you can go check that out and be over there for updates. But this is a really nice thin print. It did not warp at all and is still very flexible for being PETG. I did one little tiny print here. As you can see, it looks like a pop socket, and that's what it was supposed to be. I attempted to make a 3D printed pop socket. This flexible part is actually TPU, which I showed in the other review, but I just printed this small little part down here. Definitely didn't warp, and it actually turned out okay. And I also printed the top of the pop socket right here. As you can see, the bed adhesion was a little wonky here, but did okay. And I actually put this on the pop socket, and it works great. So you can definitely 3D print your own top pop socket lids. Alright guys, so that is it for the prints. I hope you enjoyed how they looked and how they printed. Again, I was still having a little bit of problem with the layers, and that will most likely be fixed when I print it in my enclosure to keep all the heat in. I was going to actually try to put a cardboard box around my printer, which I attempted to do with my Herz filament. I'm still working on that Kodak. I have not forgotten about that. I'm still experimenting with that filament, but PETG is a little easier than Herz filament and ABS filament. It's like a mixture of ABS and PLA filament, but it is also very cool and very strong filament to print with. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again for sticking around if you are still here at the end of the video. I really do appreciate it, and we are super close to 2,000 subscribers, and I have a little plaque that I've made for when we hit 2,000 subscribers, and I really would like to show you guys that. So let's hit that subscribe button and get there to 2,000 subscribers and make that goal. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.